This week in the UK, there has been a stunning conviction of a money launderer that has somehow managed to accrue an astronomical $2.5 billion in Bitcoin. And so in this video, we're going to look at how this conviction could revolutionize the future of crypto for all users in the UK. Today's episode is sponsored by Cake Wallet, where you can send, receive, and even exchange your crypto right from within the wallet. Cake Wallet is open source and non-custodial, so you control your own private keys, available today on iOS, macOS, Android, and Linux. And StealthEX, a privacy-centric crypto exchange which enables you to make crypto-to-crypto exchanges anonymously. Hi everybody, and welcome back again to another episode of Enter Crypto with me, your host Chris Kenyon. Now in today's video we're going to be talking about how one hospitality worker that also worked in a Chinese takeaway named Jian Wen has just been jailed for money laundering. This is after a £3 billion Bitcoin seizure, so we're talking a huge amount of money here. And so what this lady has tried to do is buy properties in London, one of which was worth £23.5 million. It was a 7-bedroomed Hampstead mansion with a swimming pool, and she also tried to buy another £12.5 million home, which had a cinema and a gym, and I mean you can imagine how lovely it would have been. Now, this investigation has actually led to what is now the UK's biggest ever crypto seizure by the authorities, and there was 61,000 Bitcoin here being discovered by the police in digital wallets. Now, at the time of the arrest, this Bitcoin was only worth, I say only, but only worth £1.4 billion at that time. And so since then, because the price of Bitcoin has gone up, it's now worth over £3 billion. There is also around, from what I've read, 23,000 Bitcoin that has also been linked to this person, but that the police were not able to seize it, and actually that still remains in circulation, so that's gone off to other places, who knows where. And now the reason she's been arrested is that this money, or this Bitcoin in particular, has been, or allegedly I should say, have come from a £5 billion investment scam that was running in China between 2014 and 2017, and she's now somehow linked to this. Now, she wasn't actually involved in the fraud in China, but she has acted as a what the police would describe as a front person, whose basically their job is to help disguise the source of the money. So she's been tasked to take this Bitcoin, try and buy properties, clean that money so it's, she can buy these properties, then she can legitimately sell them. She'll get money that's that's in circulation already, and this new money will be clean. And so now, for unknown reasons, though, the actual unknown reasons to me, that is, she was actually found guilty of only one count of money laundering, but that only related to 150 Bitcoin, which is worth around £8 million. And so she hasn't actually been tried, although they probably haven't got enough proof or something like that to, even though they've seized it, this £3 billion worth, she hasn't actually been found guilty of money laundering that amount, just the £8 million. And so now she's been jailed for around, 6 years, almost 7 years she'll spend in prison now. But I wanted to talk about what this actually means and how these type of cases, or even this case itself, could set off a chain reaction which can redefine the landscape for crypto users, especially in the UK. Now, the government and the police love when we get cases like this into the press and into the media, because it continues with this narrative that Bitcoin is bad, and it's kind of like the authorities are sharpening their claws, really. So these sorts of high-profile busts are a bit of a goldmine for the government and for regulators as well, because it allows them to justify tightening their grip. They get stricter regulations, tighter regulations, and they can justify it because they can say, well, if we don't do it, then look what happened. So after these types of things, the government kind of hopes that we would expect a whole host of, or a tsunami, if you will, of new laws and regulations aimed at reining in what the government calls the Wild West of the financial world. You know, crypto is like the Wild West, as they say. This will mean more KYC checks, you know your customer, and AML checks and policies, the anti-money laundering for those that don't know. And the UK government and other governments around the world will be hoping that we look at this and we say that, the age of anonymous transactions are coming to a close. The government can find any transaction that goes on, so it's not worth it doing it anymore. You know, why bother even making any sort of anonymous transaction, because it can be de-anonymified by the government. Now, even though the government will try to push this narrative, because that's what they always do, there is actually a real kind of arms race underneath, in that when, and this happens in real life as well, not just the digital realm, but it becomes kind of a battleground where you've got hackers, well, not hackers in particular, but fraudsters and digital criminals, shall we call them. They become more sophisticated, and so too then the police become more sophisticated, and we get this sort of cat and mouse where it's never ending. You know, as soon as the police or the government thinks that they've got a handle on it, the criminal comes up with a new innovative way of getting around it, and the police have to then react to that and come out with some other new technology, and then it keeps going on like this. And so in this case, it kind of, the one reason the government will be so happy about this is because it highlights the vulnerabilities that can be exploited. They're sending a message that they can take your crypto, and they will take it, and they'll convict you if you've committed a crime, or if you've got ill-gotten gains through Bitcoin. And there is only one cryptocurrency out there, and that's Monero. That is truly private. You know, nobody can trace it. No government, no individual. Quantum computers can't even trace it. So it's, it really is, for privacy anyway, it is the best. But as far as this particular case is concerned, if we had, any critics claiming that crypto is a criminal's playground, this successful takedown of this figure, like this Wen, is a powerful counter-narrative. And law enforcement agencies, in this case the National Crime Agency and the UK Police, are proving that they can in fact track, trace, and then apprehend even the most cunning of criminals or cyber criminals. And this is a message that they're going to love sending out. Now, out of the chaos, innovation thrives, and the relentless pursuit, of foolproof security will drive technological advances at a breakneck pace, in my opinion. Blockchain technology and Bitcoin is on the verge of an evolution, promising unprecedented transparency and safety. And so going forward, we can expect breakthroughs within Bitcoin, and we see it even with Bitcoin improvement proposals that will make today's tech, or just yesterday's tech, look archaic. And this will no doubt catapult the entire ecosystem to new heights in terms of reliability and also efficiency as well. And so in conclusion, this lady's downfall will not just be a headline for now, in my opinion. It will be a legal landmark. This case is going to be studied, it's going to be dissected by law students, and it'll be cited for many, many years to come. And it'll actually shape probably how future crypto crimes will be prosecuted. It sets a precedent that echoes across the globe also, because the UK is studied itself. UK law is studied in lots and lots of other countries when they want to create their own, when another country wants to create its own laws. So this is more than just one sensational story, one little win for the government. This is actually, I think the reverberations from this will be felt for years to come.